everyone, this is husband and wife Lopez from the Lopez Garden, and we're going to show you some updates with our balcony garden. So today is March 23rd, and as you can see, this is our Husky Cherry, or supposed to be Husky Cherry tomato, and you can see some of the tomatoes there growing, and over there, and some like over there, changing colors. We have been eating tomatoes from here quite often throughout the season. This was planted, what, at the end of the last tomato season, right?
In September.
So September, and we've had it throughout the winter. Obviously, it hasn't been as cold during the winter here in Southern California, specifically in Escondido, but it did okay. And I think sometimes they also survive the normal winters, but in this case, well, it didn't affect it that much.
So we have lots of tomatoes. Yay!
Okay, so now we are sharing with you. We removed all the sugar snap peas and sweet peas. They're gone. It's, as mentioned before, almost April. It's March 23rd today, and tomato time. So what are these?
These are the
Some manzano?
Some manzanos. Yep.
So hopefully
nice paste tomato.
This year are gonna be better because we didn't plant 4 like last time, just 2. And we still have the Thai basil, as you can see. The Thai basil is flowering, which is alright. I mean, usually they say that if you wanted to keep on producing, you just pinch the flowers off, but I mean, it's just getting thicker, and we'll see what happens. We just planted the Genovese one as a companion plant again, because it obviously worked pretty well last year, and as you can see, there's another on this side. And what are the small yellow pebbles that are in the tomatoes?
Oh, that's part of the
is it sulfur or something?
John and Bob's mixture.
Oh, of what? John and Bob's mixture of what?
Of I think it's Soil Optimizer.
Oh, that's cool.
So one of the things we use, and I always put it on top of all the other stuff so it doesn't kill the good bacteria.
And in this case, we didn't show you what exactly we did to plant the tomatoes because you've seen that video before, and you haven't. There will be a link on the description to show you what we do to plant these tomatoes. We always use the same method, so as long as you follow that, you can expect the same results we had. What else?
And our winter pepper, and you can see I cut it down. This is our jalapeno, and I went and cut it down, and now it's starting to branch out again. This year I'm going to keep it very short and try to get as many jalapenos as we can. They were very hot, don't you think so?
I think so. Yeah. And then we have our catnip, which we cut down quite a bit. Unfortunately, we've had problems with whitefly, which actually spread to the new tomatoes we just planted. But these can be taken care of with neem or the worm castings.
Or lacewing.
Or lacewing.
Yeah, we're going to buy some lacewings this year and spread them all over the yard so they can eat all the buggies.
So apparently, because it wasn't winter, the few whitefly that we got here survived, and unfortunately we have to really take care of it before it gets really bad.
Yeah, these are the giant whitefly and the small ones, so they are relatively new.
But you can see this is kind of like the damage that it's done. You know, that spotted.
Yeah.
You know, you can see little white spots there. That's part of the whitefly. Thank you very much. Apparently they like to, you can find them under the leaves. They have like to hide the basil, and they also like to hide under the avocado. As you can see, those white thingies, yep, that's whitefly. And also under the taro, which they're not mostly, they're mostly in the avocado. And I cut most of the leaves here because I was pruning it, but see, there they are, so I have to smash them. Something else we have growing here is the strawberries. As you can see, there are some flowers and some of the strawberries themselves. And we separated these this time so they're not one on top of the other, so they can grow evenly. And this that you see there, that's my pomegranate that gives me prune before. It's picking up after the winter. And my mango. As you can see, it has grown quite a bit. But this one I also had to be checking for whitefly or the woolly aphid. Yeah, because it was there before the winter. It was there. So for the moment, it's doing fine. And that's it up here. Okay, so down here, as you can see, that's the banana, which has also grown quite a bit.
Yep, it's starting to take off now.
What do you think? Is it because of the heat?
It's getting warmer, and we've been feeding it too. So.
With what?
Fish emulsion, and I gave it some rabbit poop.
So this is one of our cherries. As you can see, part of it is gone. What was this?
It got. We did find out that it had
canker.
Canker, yeah, bacterial canker, and it was oozing out. And even though it was the main part of the tree, as far as it was going to flower and the leaves were going to come out, I made the decision to go ahead and just cut it and save the tree, so that it will recover. As you can see, it's growing. It's starting to side branch now. So it'll just take longer, maybe a couple years before we get fruit out of it, maybe a year, we'll see.
So as you can see next to it, we have the comfrey root, very tall, compared to the ones we had last year. And next to it, this tree here is another cherry. It's a big cherry.
Yeah.
So that's doing good. And lots of leaves, no fruit yet, but it's growing. As you can see, these.
Yeah, that's normal
the
for a
leaves.
bare root tree, though. It won't flower the first year, so next year probably.
But that's not. There's more comfrey roots here, but that's not the case for our peach tree. Yeah. So the peach tree, as you can see, has fruit already, and we'll show you. This comfrey over here is even flowering. We'll show you those flowers once they come out. And this one, we showed you videos of the beautiful flowers. It still has some of them, but mostly now it's fruiting. So as you can see, there's some fruiting here, there's more in here, and there's more fruit around different parts of the tree, like here. Now, since we just planted it, they told us at the nursery where we got it that it's not recommended to leave a lot of fruit in one branch because it gets heavy, or at least the first year. So we'll just see which one are the strongest ones and then remove the rest. This is a lambsquarter, and it has lots and lots and lots of little flowers and seeds. Therefore, we have lots of seeds for next season, and that's good because this is supposed to be a very expensive plant to get.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty pricey.
And this is a very good source for greens, and it was really good as in salads and so forth. Did we eat it in anything else?
Not bad for a weed, huh?
Not really. The only thing we did find a little bit of a problem on it was the minor leaves.
Yeah, the minor leaves got on there. They like it out, apparently.
It got really bad on the certain parts. It was just like 3 or 4 leaves that got it. How would you treat a plant that has this problem?
Generally, you just take off a leaf.
And that would be it?
Yeah, pretty much that's all you can do. You can spray them with neem too, sometimes that works. Or a serenade is another one, another spray you can use. But it didn't have a lot, so
it didn't affect it that much.
Yeah.
And this is our mandarin tree. We just got it a couple of months ago, no?
Yeah.
Probably at the beginning of the year. And as you can see, it has a lot of flowers. And not only that, it also has some fruit in there. So we're going to have, apparently, quite a few mandarins. Can you guess what we had here? If you said kale bed, you're right. Here's where we used to have the kale bed. And before that are tomatoes, which you might see in previous videos. It was last year, so last tomato season. And now we're going to have tomatoes again. Yay! So we had 2 different bins. We started them differently. Last year we had 4 different varieties. Now we're just having 2. One variety there, another here. Those right there, those 3 plants are Ace 55, and these ones over here are black krim. So we decided that these were the best ones that grew last year, and we're sticking to these ones because they were the ones that showed the most results. The Rugerts was one of the ones we planted last year. It didn't really produce anything. And the Rose, which was very delicious, produced only one. That one was very delicious, but it was just one. So with more tomatoes, therefore, we decided to stick to these ones in the meantime. Why 3 in each bin this time?
I just figure for every plant at least 10 gallons of soil. This is a 30 gallon. So for each plant you want to get from, ideally you want 15 gallons, but 10 is the minimum.
And you might hear of other people that it's not good to do this, but you know what? This worked for us last year here. So we'll just keep on doing it. If it doesn't work, well, it doesn't work, but last year it did, so we'll just keep on doing it.
This year what I'm going to do a little bit different is I'm not going to fertilize them as much. As you can see, that what happens when you don't fertilize them as much, as you can see the tomato that's upstairs, the cherry tomato, it grew just fine and produced a lot more fruit. I fertilized that once, and then I did it once in the spring just to give it some more extra kick. But
because last year when we fertilized these ones more than, well, you should, because we had the nitrogen fixating and then the fertilizing, all that stuff, we had huge plants, but they weren't producing right away, and others were just taking a very long time to produce.
And also we do have cages, in case you were wondering. We're going to use cages this year. They're just the type that are easy to set up. You'll see them even once the plant. So I'm going to let them grow for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'll put them in the cages.
So as we shared, we had a lot of bok choy here. It didn't grow as big as we wanted. It was flowering mostly because the winter wasn't as cold. And we decided it was time, as we did with the tomatoes, it's time to plant our peppers. So what we have here is, what kind of peppers do we have here?
And those are Italian peppers.
So Italian peppers, and we have
sweet peppers.
Orange, yellow, and red. So hopefully it'll grow, and we'll see and keep you updated with those. Also, we forgot to mention, there's something else we need to plant in our tomato bins. And if you have guessed correctly, yes, that's the companion plants, probably the brush. So those 2 branches you see right there, and another over there, those are the blackberries. And they're together with the other blackberry, the older one that we have. Hopefully that's going to produce good too. For the moment, they've been growing and they're showing their leaves. That's our kefir lime, which we have shown you before. And as you can see, there's those little green balls in there. That's the fruit that's growing. So hopefully we're going to have a lot of them. Though they're not as good to eat by themselves like other limes we've had or you find in the supermarket. What you basically love about these are the rinds for special desserts or certain dishes, and the leaves we like to eat. Now that over there, it's the dragon fruit. As you can see, it's growing lots and lots and lots of limbs. Hopefully some fruit too, because it's delicious and we love it. But yeah, you can cut it, I guess, to keep it small. But so far we're just gonna leave it like that. Next to it, we have the blueberry. And the blueberry is growing lots of fruits. It was full of flowers, a bunch of them, but now the berries are coming. And as you can see, they're almost getting ready to turn to be able to be harvested. And husband can't wait.
So this is a jagged one, as you can see. My wife was kind of concerned that, that they were going to die, and I was just saying that was just the winter's growth. And so that's dying down, and now we have a nice new flush amount, so that we can harvest them probably in mid-spring is when we're going to harvest it, and then we can use it for tea and all that, and different dishes, because this is really good in salads too. You can put this in salad to have kind of a sweet flavor, so in a salad it kind of gives a distinct flavor. And for those of you who've forgotten, it's very good for your heart, it's very good for blood pressure, it's good for, it strengthens the heart, it helps the muscles work better, and it's a good adaptogen for athletes, those of you who are athletes.
So just remember that before you're gonna take any herbs, consult your doctor to see if you're able to. Don't take our word for it. Do a little bit of research before you consume herbs that you want to grow, because it's unfortunately not for everyone. But if you find out that you're okay with it, this is a very good herb to have and to grow yourself. And actually, when you grow it at home, you know, the flavor is always better. We passed one of the Swiss chards that we had in the kale bed over here, and if you remember from our previous videos throughout the year, Swiss chard pretty much is a plant that's going to stay with you all year round. As long as you take care of it, you water it, and you keep it, I don't think full sun, right? It's kind of like partially shaded.
They like full sun.
They do?
Yeah, it's preferred, but I mean, this place in the summer it gets enough sun.
And not really directly.
During the winter it gets hardly any at all. I mean, just nothing.
And it still grows.
Yeah.
So, well, just take care of it. Watch it, and if it starts looking weird, you can place several of them around your patio and see in what area it does better. In full sun, partially sun, or shaded.
And then we have, look what's coming back, our favorite herb, which is lemon balm. So, as you can see, we have lemon balm there.
So it's coming back.
It's finally coming back. So, yeah, we just have to keep the cabbage loopers and anything else away from it. So then we can use them for all the stuff we like to use it for.
And is this mint?
No, that's lemon
balm too?
The mint didn't survive.
Mint's gone.
Yeah.
What is this one over here?
That is Italian basil, Italian parsley that's not doing good. So.
And that's the normal parsley that we've had all this time?
Yes, our crazy growing parsley.
And then we have the cucumbers there, they're growing.
And these are our beans.
I think they're producing already. Well, they're producing something alright. And that's it, so...
Thank you for watching.